Hello, my name is Nicole Gregory, and I am the director here at the Mort Museum of Collierville History. Today is January 12th, 2026, and this is the second recording session of In Their Words, Collierville Oral History Project. Today I have a lifelong resident here at Collierville, and I would like for you to introduce yourself, give us a little bit of background information.
Well, I'm Mary Jean Smith, and I live here in Collierville, and I have all my life. In fact, I'm fourth generation, and I have a lot of stories to tell. Some probably shouldn't be told, but anyway, I do have some information that might be interesting to others.
Well, let's start from the beginning. What do you know? What brought your family to Collierville? Like you're pretty few generations in, so
right. Well, my great grandparents came from Mississippi, and they were all farmers mostly, and they came into Collierville and started the business where Hewlett and Dunn is right now.
Oh wow!
Where my nephew Craig Hall, that was his father.
Yeah.
You get the generations mixed up. Charles Hall.
Yeah.
And my grandmother ran that. It was called Hinton Brothers. My grandmother was a Hinton, which is the same Hinton as Hinton Park here in Collierville.
Absolutely.
And then my father had a grocery store on the square right next to the silver caboose that I own now.
So you guys are just all over the place.
Right.
We're really lucky to have you. So let's try to bring in the memory of growing up in Collierville. And what was it like for you growing up here? I mean, I know it's changed drastically.
Oh, it has. But there was no better time, in my opinion, to grow up anywhere, mostly in the 40s and 50s than Collierville. It was just so easy. Kids could get on their bicycles, walk, go all over town. If they were doing something they might not should have, then somebody would tell them and call their mama. And so there was only one policeman. He didn't have a gun. He just walked us to school every day.
Well, I mean, that definitely shows that, did he need a gun?
No, not at all, but times was so simple. But it's hard to tell people how it was if they didn't experience it.
Absolutely.
But it was wonderful, safe, everybody knew everybody, no quarrels of any kind. It was just lovely life.
And you say you feel like this is like a nice little slice of Americana for you. It was just simple.
It is, and it still is.
Yeah.
As it grows into the city, it has. But I just think about middle America and Collierville being a part of it. It's kind of the glue that holds everything together. Because Collierville never has, as far as real estate, and I've been in real estate 40 years, as far as real estate, we've never experienced real big highs, but not real big lows. So we just go along the middle, which has been wonderful.
Okay. But so we'll get into that later about how big Collierville's grown. But can you describe what you've obviously as a lifelong member of Collierville, you've lived probably all over Collierville, or have you stayed in one neighborhood most of your life?
Oh, I've been in the same place.
And what would you say about it? Was it everybody knew each other's names?
Oh, everybody did. And we'd spend the night, Friday night, girls would. I went to 12th grade school at the Collierville School. And I've always been a little bit perturbed at that sign out in front of the school because it says Collierville High School. Well, it was for a while, but the school was built in 1934 as the Collierville School, all 12 grades. So that's what it really is. And through the years, they moved the elementary out and the high school stayed. But it's the historic Collierville School.
And do you have any, we all remember our high school days. Do you have any funny stories from that? People have told me some odd things from Collierville High School. It was, like you said, the school, so you went through grade 1 through 12 with everybody.
Absolutely.
And as somebody who went through a middle and high school, I was about sick of looking at people by the end of the time.
Well, there were only 39 in my graduating class.
Only 39, oh wow.
300 in the whole school, 1 through 12.
Oh, you beat even me, and I went to a tiny school.
Well, it was fun because everything was homemade. Proms, one of our proms was out at the VFW clubhouse, with crepe paper and all that. And our senior trip was to Pickwick, so we didn't do the glamorous things that they do now.
Sure, they get a little crazy with proms these days.
Right, but we thought it was fun, and it was.
Sounds like it. And while we're on the topic, are there any like traditions, activities that your family maybe only did, or maybe your neighborhood did? Like, I mean, people talk about, for example, trick-or-treating dying out and things like that.
Well, the trick-or-treating that we did was mostly tricking. And the boys in our class would just go soap all the windows of the businesses downtown.
Oh.
Because they knew the next day this principal would send them to wash them all off, so they
They got out of school. Hey, it's a nice little con they had going there.
Yeah, that's right. But it was all done right here, really in the historic district, because down west where Walmart and all that is, it used to, that was just cotton fields when I was growing up.
Yeah, we had someone talk about the buttercup fields that used to be where Schilling Farms is and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
right.
I couldn't even imagine.
Oh, it was beautiful, especially the corner of Shea and Poplar. That was called Daffodil Hill.
Oh, really?
Oh, there was a turkey farm there.
A turkey. See, I didn't know that. A turkey
Yeah,
farm. I didn't know Collierville was known for its turkeys.
Well, I don't know if it was known for it or not, but we had one.
So you talk about owning the Silver Caboose, but I'm sure you worked around Collierville before owning the caboose.
Well, some, but I got married young, and I had so many children that I didn't have time to work. I was working at home.
I will say, Craig, your son works here with us, with the Friends of the Morton Museum, who does co-sponsor all this.
Yeah.
He tells me he's got a lot of siblings.
Yeah, there are 10 of them, 7 boys and 3 girls, and so we've been busy growing up right here on Poplar, where we've always been. I grew up 5 doors up the street from where I live now.
Oh, wow, really? So you really have stayed relatively close.
Yeah, sure have.
And what was it like raising 10 kids and coming? You talk about how safe
It was hard.
Yeah, I bet it was. I bet it was.
But since I was so young, I just kind of grew up with them. But it was just easier then.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell them to put their iPad down or their phone. And they were out behind my house in the woods playing and digging in the dirt,
Just like boys should.
And that's what all of them should.
Yeah.
And so it was hard, but then it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was wonderful. I'd do it all over again.
Oh,
It went by too quickly.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. Those days swim by real fast.
Yeah, they do.
And you got to send your kids to the same school you went to. I mean, I'm sure that tradition of like them kind of living in the same places you have.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, some of them did, but we went through kind of a hard time in the early 70s, so some of them went to private school.
Okay.
But a lot of them graduated from Collierville.
And are most of them still in the area? Or?
All but 2.
All but 2. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's a pretty good ratio,
Right.
okay?
No, I'm sorry, 3.
3, okay.
2 in Nashville and 1 in Michigan. So, but I go back and forth all the time.
I mean, it's only 3 hours up the road.
That's right. I'm going tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'm glad we could grab you before you went on your trip.
Yeah.
So, Collierville, I feel like, is made by a lot of individuals, like people like yourself, and we frequently hear about Mayor Cox, Larry Russell.
Well, all of his children lived just 3 doors up the street from my house, so they were all in my yard as much as mine were in his yard.
I'm about to say, if I've been told a few times that Mayor Cox would pick up some of the rowdy boys and take them back to their parents, I've heard that once or twice.
Yeah, he probably has.
But are there any teachers, mentors, community leaders that you remember specifically that you felt really contributed to the feel of Collierville or to your life in general?
Well, I think all of my teachers in school were, of course, none of them are living now, but it was real interesting, like the Spanish teacher upstairs, all the elementary was downstairs, high school. She came down to our 4th grade room about once or twice a month and taught Spanish. And we had little Spanish dances and parties and things like that, because I can't speak a word today, and wish I did. But yeah, she was wonderful, because that was something, she just initiated herself. It wasn't part of her job description, so to speak.
Well, I feel like people like that who do above and beyond help little small towns like Collierville get a little further.
And I know my algebra teacher saw me leaving school one day and called my daddy up at his grocery store. But it was legitimate. I was just going home for lunch, because everybody did then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'd go home for lunch. I walked to school every day.
How far of a walk was it for you? Like,
Not far. I just lived right down the street here,
Yeah.
so just over to the school.
let's say that they talked about the crossing guards. They used to
Yeah.
be posted up there.
Yeah.
Old fashioned. I think Mr. Paul Madison had a few good pictures of people crossing.
I'm in that picture.
You are?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know exactly the picture too.
I got on the plaid skirt.
I'll have to go back and look at that.
Okay.
I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah. And I was talking about our only policeman, Mr. Lowe. He also stayed on the corner there every morning when we were coming across. In fact, the town built him a little wood shack to sit in if it rained or anything.
That's sweet. I feel like that's so Collierville to take care of the little guy.
It is. Everybody loved Mr. Lowe.
Well, I mean, so you talk about how your family's pretty much sprinkled around the square. I mean, what role do you think the square and the downtown has played in your life and in the development of Collierville?
Just huge in my life, because when I grew up, that's all there was. And then so many of my ancestors having businesses on the square. Now I've got 2 businesses on the square, and it's just so close knit. I wish we had more businesses instead of so many offices. We need to strive to do that.
Yeah, I think a few people have mentioned that it doesn't bring people in having offices. So, I mean, I get it. Those people pay the bills, and that keeps the lights on.
Well-
but it's just like that square is so iconic for us.
Oh, it is.
And I mean, the businesses like yours that have been around for so long
Yeah,
are like
30 years.
the backbone of that square. Well, even then, Mr. Hall, who's Hewlett and Dunn. I mean, my grandfather, when he comes out here from Maryland, goes into Hewlett and Dunn every single time.
It's a fixture.
Oh yeah, he loves all the old cowboy
Yeah,
stuff. He just absolutely adores it. But I mean, tell me a little bit about starting your business, like the Silver Caboose. Like, what made you?
Well, I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I just had a folly one day, I guess. I had worked at a restaurant in East Memphis that was just iconic called the Knickerbocker, and I was there 10 years. I started working when my youngest one started school. And I stayed there 10 years until the owner passed away and it ceased to exist. So I was just riding around one day and I thought, I think I could replicate that. It stayed there for 30 or 35 years. And I had all the recipes from there, plus my mother's, my grandmother's, Samantha thing. So I just did it.
You just woke up one morning, so that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's where an old drugstore was, and my husband redid it to resemble one kind of in Oxford, Mississippi. And then we stayed there about 10 years. Then I bought the building next door where a bookstore had been and combined the 2 buildings. Started out with 96 seats, now we have 155. So we've been lucky because so many of our staff members have stayed with us all these years.
Absolutely.
I cook.
You're still back there cooking at all?
No, I don't cook anymore. I go every morning
Oh, okay.
and check out everything. I do all the ordering.
Oh, okay.
And I keep the checkbook.
Got to bounce the books, yeah. Well, I always ask a restaurateur this question. What do you think is your most iconic dish?
Turnip greens.
Turnip greens?
Absolutely.
And what do you think is the special ingredient in your turnip greens? Like, what makes yours a little different than others?
Oh, fat back.
I like the way you think. I like the way you think.
And sugar.
Yeah, a little sugar. Absolutely. I know. I remember having a really delicious pie there last time I was there.
Chocolate chess is our most popular.
Oh, yeah. And I never had chess pie until I moved down here.
Really?
I was like, I thought it meant misspelled cheese. I was like, is it a cheese pie?
Chess pie is only down here.
Yeah, and I was like, and now let me tell you something. It did not take long for me to figure out I liked it.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, it's delicious. And so, like, can you think of any, like, really big moments for your restaurant that you kind of cling to in your hard days?
Well, the hard days was about the first 6 months, and then it caught on. And we did catering, and we did parties at night, and that was really, really hard. So after a while, we decided that just wasn't for us. So we concentrated on our lunches and opened up the sidecar market
Yes.
where we sell our pies and, well, everything we cook, we sell in the sidecar market in frozen casseroles and vegetables and pies. So that worked better than the catering.
Absolutely.
Catering is really hard.
I used to work
and
in the business
food
too.
does not travel well, I'll tell you that.
When we pick up the caterer in here, I'm always so afraid.
What you gonna get?
Oh, well, that or I'm going to slam the brakes and it's going to go flying across the back seat, which is possible in Memphis. So.
Yeah, right.
Well, I feel like everybody who lives here knows the Silver Caboose, goes to it every week.
Well, I think so. We're so lucky. We've got the greatest clientele in the world. And so many of them eat there 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Now, I think we've got great food, and I do eat there every day. But I try to, mix it up.
Yeah, it's easy when it's right there. You know?
Yeah.
No, that's like I say, people, they meet there. Whenever someone asks me where they should go, I'm like, go to the Silver Caboose. You never can go wrong.
Well, you'll never go there that you don't see somebody you know.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to ask you next. Like, do you feel like the Silver Caboose is like a staple? I feel like it's a combination of old Collierville as it moves into the new.
It is, but we've got so much Germantown, East Memphis business and surrounding counties. DeSoto County, and then Olive Branch and Covington. We have people coming down from Covington.
I bet.
So,
those are only like stone throws down the street. Well, I think that's where Collierville is so special is we are kind of in a hub a little bit.
Well, we're shoved down in the corner of Shelby County.
Yeah.
So we're insulated because, we've got all of our own services, thank goodness. Don't have to depend on anybody. And so we get Mississippi trade traffic in Fayette County. And we're bigger than our population says. We got a lot bigger trade population than we do bedroom population.
Well, and that was we get the oddest people in here sometimes. Some people all the way from France for some reason.
Yeah.
So how far do you think the Silver Cabooses reach? Have you ever had someone come in there who's like, oh yeah, we're from Sweden?
Oh yeah, all the time. And we want to say, how in the world did you get here?
How did we end up on your radar?
Right. But a lot of times customers bring people in that are visiting them or whatever. But yeah, we have had a lot of different countries.
I know, it's just, it kind of cracks me up when I have somebody come in here from
I know,
Spain, and I'm like,
can you get there from here?
Yeah, I'm about to
How
say.
did you get here?
Well, a lot of times they're like, oh, we're just doing like a Civil War road trip or something like that.
That's good.
Or we went to see Graceland and just looked around what else is around. I know we really are in a good spot.
Oh yeah, a real good spot.
Now this is a loaded question because you've seen it all. How has Collierville changed in your lifetime? How do you feel like it's changed over the years?
Well, it's changed dramatically, of course, because of numbers.
Yeah.
We don't have quite that inner core that we did. Now, the historic district in the square does keep that going.
Yeah.
And thanks back to Mayor Cox, thanks to him, it's because of him that it has existed and remained. But we got a lot of different people from a lot of different places in the country that don't live exactly like we do and don't think exactly like we do. So we all have to be careful that we respect one another's ideas. For me personally, business-wise, it's been wonderful since I sell real estate.
Yeah.
And I got the restaurant. But I like it the way it was.
Yeah, I can see
But I
that.
know it can't be, but we just have to go with what we got and make sure we keep as much of the old flavor as we can.
Absolutely. And what do you think draws people here? Like you sell real estate, so you would know what.
Oh, safety, schools, what they perceive as small town atmosphere.
And you think we've held on to that?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, but I feel like
Not like it was, but I think we have held on
for
to
a
it.
pretty large budding city, I feel like, there's a lot of people I know by name and know me by name. And
Yeah.
I always feel like the people of Collierville would come to our rescue the minute we needed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they would. Now, I think some of the faraway outlying subdivisions maybe not, maybe don't even know where the square is. I don't know. But
Well, the square is kind of all the way in the corner.
yeah, but they're missing something.
They really are. I mean, because just think about the things that happen on the square, just from the businesses alone. I mean, I just love on a lunch break to be able to walk down there and just walk around.
Well, the one thing I miss is the Christmas parade, because we had it downtown, and it was wonderful downtown.
Some people have brought, like, we should do like a mini parade.
Yeah, I think so too.
Branch it off of the bigger parade.
Yeah,
and do the old fashioned, just march around the
It
square.
was just wonderful.
That must have been something special, considering that multiple people have brought it up in our interviews. I wish there was more pictures of it.
It was almost like just reaching out and touching someone, you know. And it was hometown. It wasn't just something that just strolled down Bahia Road.
Yeah, and people are reserving seats 5 days out. So a lot of the time, one of the first words I learned when I first started working here was Old Collierville.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
There is such a thing.
Yeah, there is such a thing. I have come to learn there's such a thing as Old Collierville. What do you wish people remembered about Old Collierville? Like, that maybe is not even around anymore. I mean,
They're right. I'm one of the few, I think, that probably are. And it's a thing too. It's one of my Sunday school members said to me a couple of Sundays ago. He says, "You know, Mary Jean, I've lived here 25 years. How long do you have to live here before you're part of Old Collierville?" And I said, "Well, where was your grandmother born?"
That's it.
That's kind of the way it is. But we've got to embrace those that didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
Because it's going away fast.
Well, and I feel like there's also members of the community who weren't born here but have really made themselves
A part of it.
Yeah.
It has, and have contributed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we interviewed Peggy Turnipseed. Sydney
Yeah.
and Peggy were, I mean, as we know, they've been involved in everything.
Yeah, well, Peggy has for sure. When Sid ran for alderman, I was his campaign manager.
You were. We had some of his campaign stuff. You were doing an excellent job. I mean, he had all kinds of stuff he was sending out. So, but I mean, I like, what would you think defines Old Collierville? Do you think that's something that can be moved through the years, or do you think?
Well, I don't know that it can be moved through the years because I think a little part of it will go away every year. But as long as we keep the square and the historic district, and the Contemporary Club still has their Christmas tour, and the Masonic Lodge is still on the square, and I think some of it will stay, I hope.
Yeah, like a relic of the past a little bit.
I know my children will carry it on.
I mean, we all know Craig's already doing it, so.
You know, my brother, Judge Craig Hall, was a judge here for 35 years.
And he's Charles Hall's father.
Yeah,
So you all
he's my brother.
You all were very integrated with
Oh, yeah.
Collierville.
Yeah.
Was it just something you all did, or did you feel like your family just wanted to become pillars of the community, or was that just how you all were?
Well, I just didn't know anything else. I mean, we were here, and we were part of it, and so we had to do what we had to do.
I've gotten that a lot where people feel like there was only so many people here.
Yeah,
so.
we had to. You know, we belonged to the Methodist Church, and I remember when the Christian Church was here, when we were little, the Christian Church, the Baptist, and the Methodist had Vacation Bible School. Well, all of us went to all of them. You know?
Yes, I have heard that. Yes.
Yeah. I remember my teacher here upstairs, she would bring oatmeal cookies. And Miss Morton's daughter, Beverly McCormick, was in my class at school. So
I mean, everything was tied in with each other, wasn't it? So let's move into something about your personal feelings about Collierville. Do you have any like favorite or funny memories? I know you probably got eons of funny, but I mean, we've had some pretty funny tales be told in here. So is there anything that you were like, man, that is so Collierville?
Well, I'll tell you one. I guess I can tell this. We had a cook when I lived right across the street here. Her name was Martha. And my daddy had a grocery store downtown, so my mother sent Martha down to the grocery store one day to get 2 or 3 things. Well, on the way back, there was a tree right by the fire station, right where the fire station is now. And there's a possum fell out of the tree. And she got the possum, and put it in a sack. And she called my daddy, and she said, Mr. Rabb, is it okay if I cook this possum when I get home? And he said, yes, but you must cook it in a black pot out in the yard. I don't want it in the house.
I was about to say possum stinks when it cooks.
So she did, and fed it to my little brother Craig. I'd see that gray with sweet potatoes around it in his high chair. I didn't dare eat it.
I heard it tastes a little bit like, deer meat.
Well, I don't know about that.
But, so, do you have any favorite memories, like something that made you just really feel at home here? Like any events that happened or just...
Well, I think our high school prom.
And did it have a theme?
Over the rainbow.
Oh, that's
That was our junior year, and then our senior year, it was in the gym, and its theme was Stardust.
I love that.
Yeah, that's about the time Stardust came out, I guess, in the early 40s. But that was...
And do you remember your date, or was it...
The date was my husband.
Was your husband already? So you were a high school sweetheart.
Yeah, we were.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about your husband? I know is he no longer with us?
No,
or?
he passed away in November. But we were married a real long time, and he was captain of the football team and on the basketball and baseball teams, and was an Eagle Scout, graduated from Michigan State University. His family was originally from Michigan, but they moved out here in 1942 and bought the house that we live in still today.
That's so funny. Wesley's fiance is also from Michigan.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny how they all end up down here.
Well, my granddaughter went to Hillsdale. Are you familiar with Hillsdale? Yeah.
But, and I almost went to grad school in Michigan, so it's funny
Really?
how small of a world it is down here.
Yeah.
Well, was there any challenges or difficult times in the community that you remember particularly clearly? I know you said opening your business was not the easiest time, but...
No, but you don't open a business and immediately start making money. You just don't. Well, I just didn't have any hard times growing up, to tell you the truth. And I didn't have any teachers, Sunday school teachers or school teachers who really I felt like challenged me enough, or anybody. We just did what they said. Mm-hmm. And we graduated. We went on to college and we did all right. But when I look back on it, I thought, gosh, I could have learned a lot more than I did.
So you were a more rigorous curriculum.
Yeah. But I got along okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've done all right. Speaking on that topic, do you remember any major events in town? I mean, we all know the token moments that everybody remembers.
Yeah, the fire on the square.
Oh, yeah, and then the tornado came later.
Both hit my daddy's store.
I was thinking, I really haven't met anybody who experienced the damage of that. I mean, can you explain to me a little bit of how that impacted your family?
Well, it just burned it up. And I'll tell you somebody, I don't know if you've interviewed Taylor Stamps or not, but he had the Oldsmobile dealership right behind the Civil Caboose, and they lived upstairs and I know he was out in the street in his pajamas, and they lost everything. But it was, when your only business is right there, it really impacts everybody because it hit about 5 businesses.
And do you remember which businesses it was?
Yeah, but they're not there now.
Okay. Uh-huh. I know there was like the movie theater.
Yeah,
was one
movie
of
theater, it did. My husband used to sell popcorn at the movie theater for $0.05 a sack.
I wish we still had those prices. So also, the movie theater was on the first floor, right?
Yeah, it was on the corner of Main and Mulberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think Mr. Carr's dentist's office was above it, correct?
No, it was down above Charles' store. He was done.
Awesome.
And then the hardware store, McGinnis Hardware.
McGinnis, yeah. Which they actually, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen it. They found the old storefront for it.
Yeah. Bill knew it was up there.
I really hope they keep it because
they're going to. I'm glad they're going to. They've already put a new awning over the antique place, but they're going to leave the
That's so cool. I know when I saw it, I was like, it looks like it was painted yesterday.
I know it.
And I'm like, I'm so glad they uncovered it, but I'm also glad whoever originally covered it really did a good job because it looks great.
Oh, well, Mayor Cox did because he owned it.
That's right.
Yeah, like so many buildings.
I was saying, you lived through Mayor Cox because he was, like we said before, he was the one who kind of made the square
Oh, yeah.
the pedestrian kind of paradise that it is.
Yeah, he did. But I saw 3 mayors before him, so.
Oh yeah. And which one do you think like Cox was like the most impactful? I mean, he was in office for a while, so.
Yeah, 25 years. Oh, yeah, he made Collierville downtown.
Absolutely. I know everybody has mixed opinions on him, but
Well,
somebody's in office that long.
Then they just don't know.
Exactly.
Because if you're a public figure and you have a business, it really hurts your business, I think. You're limited somewhat. And he felt that way, too. But,
I also feel like if you don't have a stake in Collierville, it's hard to be a politician.
well, it is. It is. I was on several boards, but I've done my due, and I'm not going to do that anymore.
It's like I've served my time.
Yeah, sure did.
Now, Collierville's known, I mean, we have amazing celebrations, like our Christmas parade, the fireworks shows, yada, yada. Is there any celebrations you remember? I mean, obviously they weren't to the scale they are now, but do you remember, I don't know, it could be as simple as a barbecue that Collierville put, or that you remember happening in Collierville?
Well, I tell you what's happening now is the great job y'all are doing with your events you have here. I've just enjoyed the musical, those men that have been singing up here. Just
RSV
wonderful.
Corps. Yes, they have been very popular.
Yeah, they have.
And they've been found, I found them by happen chance. We were looking for another barbershop group, but they unfortunately didn't survive COVID. And then they were like, one of the members was like, oh, you should go reach out to RSV Chorus. And they have been a pleasure.
Yeah,
So,
they're wonderful.
but
Well, back in the day, we did have the cheese carnival. Didn't you have something in here for a while? That
yes,
cheese
we go around the centerpiece here. There's
Yeah.
I mean, the cheese carnival was
Yeah,
a big thing for y'all.
I was born during the cheese carnival.
You were under the cheese movement.
Right.
Did you ever get to go really getting to any of them? I know.
No, the cheese carnival was done away with by the time I got old enough to go anywhere.
Now, I have been told several reasons why the cheese carnival did not continue. Do you have you heard any exact reasons?
No, I don't know why. But thinking another event, we used to have dances on the cotton platform down there in the summer. And they have cakewalks. Yeah.
And we were talking about the American Centennial they had back in 1970.
Oh, yeah.
With the grease pole climbing and the pie eating. It was,
Yeah, it was nice.
they can throw a party out here, that is for sure.
That's right.
Did you ever go to either of the banquets? They had the Centennial in the 70s, and then they had the American Bicentennial in 76.
No, I did. I think probably I was having a baby that day.
She's like, I was a little tied up that day.
Yeah.
So, thinking about in your long history here, is there a story about Collierville that you wish more people knew? Maybe it demonstrate the essence of Collierville for you?
Well, of course, I wish they knew, but like I say, if you don't live through it, it's just hard to describe.
Yeah.
Because it was just so simple and so safe and loving. It was a very loving. Like in the high school, some of the children, even in high school, came barefoot. Well, nobody said anything about it. We all wished we wanted to go barefoot. But there were the kids that got out 2 weeks in the spring to chop cotton and in 2 weeks in the fall to pick cotton. And none of us thought a thing about that. There was no peer pressure at all. Everybody was exactly the same.
I mean, well, it was a town full of farmers. I mean,
Oh, yeah. My daddy was a cotton farmer.
did he ever have you out there picking cotton?
Well, just for fun. I picked a paper sack full of it.
Well, and as we move forward, as you've seen, Collierville's quadrupled in size.
Yeah, it has. And it's going to go on. You know it is.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's and then the end of it all. I mean, the town will always have to grow to make up for the size, and the services provided will always grow. But what do you hope future generations remember most about Collierville? That something that you wish, kind of like a piece of advice, or maybe just something that sums up your life in Collierville, what made it so special?
That's a hard question. That's hard. Well, I hope they realize what's here now, what's left of what's here now, and they try to continue on and keep keep what's here.
Yeah.
They're going to be sprawling subdivisions, but we can't help that. But hold on to our historic places, our churches, our homes, buildings, because they mean so much.
Absolutely.
And the history. I was reading the other day the history of the Battle of Collierville, and it's just really interesting, and you wonder if people really nowadays
Know that.
know that, yeah.
There's people who don't even know there's a museum here, and they've lived here 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, and it's hard to get the word out.
Yeah, it's Collierville as it gets bigger, I feel like it's harder to reach those far-reaching places.
It is.
Like when you get out there towards Germantown, do they even know that they're in Collierville?
Yeah,
Stuff like
I
that.
don't know. But you know, Collierville has an inner core that Germantown never had.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier about Germantown being a little jealous of our square. But
They should have built one.
Yeah, they have a little something going on
Yeah,
down
yeah.
there. But yeah, the square. I would tell people, I said the town was built off the square.
Oh, yeah.
So like the square is
And the
always-
railroad.
Yeah, and the railroad, which is next to the square. So it's always. I feel like we've always structured ourselves around the square.
Oh, absolutely. And need to continue so.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I'm a little biased since I'm
Well,
working in a
you know,
museum.
I really am.
Yeah, so I totally understand that, like, and I feel like people need to get involved in Collierville
Yeah.
in every aspect. Because, I mean, I think about back when there was only 2,000 or 3,000 people here, it took everybody to
Yeah. There were 2,500 when I graduated from high school.
25. That is crazy.
And going to, if we want to do anything at all, go to the movies. My dentist was downtown Memphis on Main Street. I went to the Steric building for my dentist. If you have a date, you have to go down all the way down to Main Street where all the movie theaters were.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you used to take the, someone was talking about earlier about taking the passenger car?
No, that was before my time.
Okay.
Now, I had an aunt who taught at Memphis. It was called Memphis Normal School then. It was Memphis State, Memphis University. And she rode the train in every day.
So were you around for when the gazebo used to be on our thing, and was it tornado or the
A tornado in
fire?
55.
Yeah, took that out, and that was a late tornado, wasn't it? Because it was like in November. I feel like.
No, it was in September.
Okay.
Late September.
Which is
Because
pretty late.
I had just gotten married the 1st of September, and I was working in Memphis down near University Hospital, Methodist Hospital, and they called and told me the tornado had hit. So I hopped in my car and came home, but it was kind of too late. Not that I could have done it, but the damage had been done.
I mean, I don't get a good detail like how long it lasted. Like I know it was.
Very short time.
Yeah, but I know it didn't like stay all day.
No, like maybe 30 minutes, if that.
I mean, that's a lot of damage.
And that's kind of where they are. They just come and hit.
Yeah.
It seems like.
And you said the fire ruins a lot of business on the square, but what about the tornado? Do you feel like that also?
It did too. Yeah.
It took out
It did
quite a
about
few.
the same damage that the fire did. Fire was in 42, and then the tornado in 55.
That square has had a lot of problems between battles of the Civil War,
Yeah.
the fires.
It has. You wonder if somebody's trying to tell you something.
I'm about to say.
But it's resilient. I mean, our building at the Civil Caboose Theater was built in the late 1800s. Even the soda fountain's been there since the 1800s. And man, those brick walls, they're about 3 bricks thick, but they crumble. I'm always fixing something.
Trust me, in this 150-plus-year-old church,
Right.
we know all about that.
Yeah.
And like, do you hope to see the Silver Caboose continue to be a center of downtown
Oh,
life?
sure, I do. I don't know how long I'm going to be a big part of it, but I hope one of my children or grandchildren want to keep it on going.
Absolutely. I feel like it's such a staple. Everybody already talks
It
about
is, and more of our customers says that don't change anything.
Well, I think that's what makes it so great is
Yeah.
that it's kind of been a very non-changing, consistent
as
staple.
we live in a changing world.
Yeah.
It's something that's not
I
changing.
mean, everybody loves a good Southern home-cooked
Yeah.
meal, too. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
but,
They do.
Well, and as we wrap up here, I mean, is there anything that we didn't ask you that you would like to share? Or, like, is there something that's been eating at your mind that you wish the people knew?
Well, not really. I think my words of wisdom would be, or it's just those that have moved here, if they'll recognize what Collierville really is, what it was, and what it needs to continue to be.
Absolutely.
We're not a Memphis suburb.
No.
And like I've seen it said in a lot of places, what we're just not. And we have a lot to contribute.
Absolutely. And I think about what you get when you come here. I mean, the library, the town run
it's
events, the businesses.
It's just like Mayberry,
Yeah.
only on a larger scale.
I'm waiting for Hallmark to call us any day now. I mean, just wrap it up and
Yeah.
get
Well, I
it.
mean, what is prettier than the square at Christmas?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's an absolute fairyland.
Well, I mean, even in the spring when they put in all those tulips, I mean,
We have the best park and rec department. They must hire wonderful horticulturists because somebody is doing it the right way.
I think we have a single guy, and
Well, I'd like to sit down and talk to him.
he's great because like this past year we usually have tulips in our front, and they all got burnt to an absolute crisp because it was hot very early in the year. And I told him, I was like, listen, we need something a little more hardy, and he turned that around, and we have beautiful beds out there, and I'm just like, and it's so funny to me. You think about when you probably first woke up one day and you saw Collierville for what it was. There were buttercup fields and fields of flowers, and now we have a trained horticulturist that builds kind of the same environment.
Yeah,
Almost. So
that's a good way to put it. He has built a kind of the same environment.
absolutely, and I think there's a lot of natural beauty here, even as we build into.
Yeah, well, we've got to keep, as the term says, green space.
Absolutely. Well, I think about all the parks and stuff like that. I mean, they're all
They're wonderful.
Yeah, they're really well maintained. I'm just, when I hear people complain about the cost of living, now I'm from up north, and I promise you the cost of living up there is worse.
Well,
But I think about how much is offered. I mean, there's not too many places that have a free museum or have businesses that have been run for 30 years, and it's just like.
well, you would want to ask somebody like that, well, what would you want to give up to have a lower cost of living,
Absolutely. I mean, do you want to live cheaply or richly?
Right. We've got the best fire department, the best police department, parks and rec, everything.
Absolutely, and I think that I mean, back in the day, from what I've been told, that was all community run. I mean, it was the Contemporary Club who were wrapping up the
That's exactly right.
light poles with stuff, and I couldn't believe that when I heard that.
Well, I don't know how many they did. Well, there weren't many to do.
Yeah, but that's still a lot to do for a community.
And that holds the community together.
Yeah. Well, I think about, you were talking about you were serving on a few clubs. What kind of clubs were you serving on, by the way?
No, I said town board.
Town boards, I'm sorry.
I'm not a club
Oh,
person.
you're not a club person, okay. But I would say, because I think about the Contemporary Club, and they're the second oldest club, I mean, by a month. The Rotary Club
My mother was one of the presidents back in the day.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, daughters usually inherited it.
Well, I didn't want to.
She was like, I'm good. I got other plans.
Right. Well, I've always worked. I mean, after my children got in school, or the last one.
Well, I mean, thank you so much for
You're
this.
so welcome.
This has been really quite fulfilling to hear. I love these little I feel like people forget about the day-to-day in between the big events. You know what I mean?
Right.
When we Civil War battles to the great fires to the parties we've had. So it's just
Well,
it's
they're
nice.
more day-to-day things than there are big events, so you got
Yeah.
to keep up with the little things.
Well, those are rode away in time, and unfortunately, once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
kind of the
true.
basis of this, is to kind of hold on to what I mean. I feel like that's what makes Collierville, is
Yeah.
the little data.
Oh, yeah, you got to hold on.
Yeah, because as you say, we're losing a little bit every year,
Yep.
unfortunately.
We are.
Well, thank you so much
You're
for coming
so
to
welcome.
speak with us. And I mean, I mean, this has been a really great one. I really appreciated this.
I don't know how great it's been.
I
but
know this was perfect, but this has been In Their Words, the Oral History Project, and thank you so much for viewing.